we're back with Craig Sawman Sawyer, former Navy SEAL, former Air Marshal, current badass. So, gotta ask you, I didn't ask you before and I should have. Where'd the name Sawman come from?
Well,
or is it that
I'd like to have some really sexy kind of badass story, but really it's just a play on my last name, Sawyer.
Okay.
It started in elementary school playing keep away with the football at recess. You know, my best friends, they saw man hit me long, so we were just playing with the ball, and it stuck.
Yeah.
So
it's kind of
me ever since.
Because people ask me, where'd your name come from? And you're better than me. I just make up like this really cool, sexy story. This one guy was walking down the street one time. He's like, "You from now on are going to be called Colion." No, I'm joking. So you mentioned earlier about being involved in anti-poaching. So how involved was that, considering we are talking about poaching? Because I think people tend to add a bit of a softness to the idea of poaching, so to speak, where they don't think it's that involved.
Well, in Africa, it's different than it is here in the States. You know, here in the States, somebody might be poaching an elk or something like that to put meat on the table. And they do meat poaching in Africa as well, but a lot of it's international stuff. So they send in big players to kill big game animals, mostly elephants and rhinos for their horns and tusks for sale on the black market in Asia. And it's big money. And they're funding terror with it too. So Boko Haram is working their way down south through Africa and using this money from poaching for terror, to fund terror operations. Really? And other terror organizations doing the same now.
Go ahead, sorry.
No, it's just a lot of things. A lot of Americans here don't necessarily understand how much money is involved. One rhino horn, for instance, can be worth up to $500,000.
What?
On the black market in Asia. So if a team of 5 or 10 poachers comes in with AKs from Mozambique, hops the fence, shoots three animals, hacks off their horns, and sends it back, that's $1.5 million. To Boko Haram or whoever's involved. So
why does that command such a hype? Why does something like a rhino's horn command such? Forgive my ignorance, but why?
No, it's perception. It's culture. It's old Asian culture, and they believe that it has medicinal purposes. That it works like Viagra. They believe that it cures cancer. They even believe that it cures the common cold. So. It's difficult to overcome because of the cultural depth of this.
Gotcha.
There are celebrities over there in China, thank God now, saying, "Hey, don't do this. This is just keratin. It's only like your skin and fingernails." So if rhino horn cured cancer, so would biting your fingernails, but it doesn't. So stop it. Because we're running out of rhinos.
Right.
50 million-year-old species, they're saying, and we're about to wipe them completely out. So. But it's being perpetuated through modern doctors, which complicates it. So a modern doctor will give a cancer patient, for instance, a modern treatment of chemo and radiation, and then toward the end, give them a little rhino horn as well and say, "Oh, look, the rhino horn cured you," because you get a lot of money on the side for the rhino horn. So they grind it up as powder and say that it does whatever, and as long as they're able to fool people, they can make a lot of money. So it's unfortunate because the animals lose.
Yeah. Now, how aggressive are the poachers? Is it kind of a situation where they know you're around and they stop doing what they're doing, or are they just?
It really varies from time to time and from region to region.
Okay.
Sometimes there will be countries that have a shoot on sight policy, and they quit having a poaching problem for a while until they soften back up on that.
Gotcha.
Other places, it's just a slap on the wrist. So the poachers will be pretty aggressive. And look, they're not full-time poachers. A lot of them. Sometimes they're just thugs that are drug runners or human traffickers, and they're in on this too because it's just another way to make a buck. They'll come in high, drunk, with AKs, full auto, and just come in and shoot anything that gets in between them and the rhino. So. It's weird, but it does vary. To answer your question, it's some of them are just out there meat poaching to survive or to make a buck for meat, and others are out there for the big money. And they got no sense of humor about getting caught. So you're gonna have a shootout with those guys.
Wow. All right, so on to some lighter things. So tell us about this video you did with Gunny from Full Metal Jacket.
Oh man, well, Gunny, I'm doing a TV show called Gunny Time with him. We just did a couple more episodes for season 3, and he is a hoot, man. I mean, he's Gunny. No, and he's a great guy, and you know, I like to mimic him on set and see if I can get him back. We just have a good time. So we play with a bunch of different weapons that people may not have gotten their hands on or gotten to shoot, or that are famous for this reason or that are novelties, you know. And people have been enjoying it. I sure have enjoyed making it with Gunny. So we're looking for more of that in the future. But it's been a blast, man. We get out there and just tear it up and like a bunch of school kids and just shoot it up and have
fun.
Yeah, I mean, I got the cover of the Stoner, which, you know, the Navy SEALs carried in Vietnam. Those guys were my heroes. That's who I wanted to grow up to become. And man, I got to be on the episode and handle that Stoner with Gunny. That was fantastic, man. So I value those experiences.
So would you consider, what was your most memorable gun that you've ever shot?
Most memorable gun? Man, I still like the 22 that my grandfather gave me. Really? He had it when he was a boy in southern Texas, shooting down by the creek and shooting squirrels and cans, and he gave it to me when I was a boy, and I'll give it to my son. You know, and it's just a little simple bolt action rifle, but I just like it. Yeah, I just like it. You know, it's so simple, it's so quiet, and no recoil, and the sentimental value just makes it really cool.
Absolutely, absolutely. So for people who don't know, what is Tactical Insider?
Tactical Insider is my company that I use for film and television and training. So I do consulting for different actors if they want to know how to look like a professional. If they're running around fighting, shooting, I'll help them tune up with that. A lot of them are coming to me now for personal protection training. Hey, Saw, how do I protect myself when I'm not with a full detail? Yeah. Or if I am with my full detail, how do I not just be a baggage? You know?
I always said if I had personal bodyguards, I'd still carry too.
Yeah, absolutely. So I enjoy training them, and one-on-one, and sometimes small groups. So that's been very, very cool. And under Tactical Insider, I train groups all across the country with the hard target training course. I train others more of a kind of a commando type thing of pistol, carbine, a little more tactical, running the gun type stuff. The guys that really enjoy that, and law enforcement units. And so Tactical Insider is my company that I do all that.
Everything else lives under that.
Training and consulting under. Yeah.
Gotcha. Well, man, we're out of time, but I really appreciate the conversation. I mean, we talked about a lot of interesting things that I didn't even know about. So it was truly a pleasure. But no, thank you very much, man. I
appreciate you having me on. It's good chatting with you. It was a good interview. So, man, thanks.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, I enjoyed it thoroughly.
All right, let's keep in touch. Let's go get on those horses.
Hey, I'm about the horse life now. I wasn't before. I'm about it now.
All right, we'll see you around.
Yes, sir. You take it easy, man. All right. Thanks for joining us today on Seeing Live. Come back again tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern. I'm Colion Noir, and I'm out.